Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody Bills. Today is August 11th. We had the markets moving sharply lower here today. Let's turn over to the grain hedge trading platform and see where we closed off the day. Corn down 12 3/4, soybeans down 23 1/2, and wheat in Chicago down 18 1/2 cents. Seemed as though commodities in general were selling off here today, and a lot of this was triggered by news out of China. Basically, China policymakers decided to cut their daily reference rate by 1.9%. That triggered a very sharp sell-off in the currency of the yuan. Now, when the yuan declines there, of course, China in general, which is a major consumer of commodities, loses some purchasing power, and that makes traders a little bit nervous about exactly how much demand there'll be. Not only that, but this was a move to combat a weakening economy, a situation where stocks have been sliding over the last couple of months. So in general, there are a few concerns. One, this is deflationary. China's losing some purchasing power, and of course, people are concerned about the overall economy over there when China has to cut rates like this. So all of that had a negative impact on commodities as a whole, and of course corn, soybeans, and wheat were no exception. This morning we did get some news out of Brazil's government crop supply agency that dramatically increased their 14-15 corn crop production estimates to 84.3 million metric tons from 81.81 million metric tons back in July. So the second crop there for corn was very solid down in Brazil, and it really resulted in an increased production above what analysts were expecting to see. And then of course soybeans and wheat for mostly unchanged. Soybeans right around 96.2 million metric tons produced this year. Conab forecasting wheat production to be around 7 million metric tons, which is basically on par with the July estimates. Now, coming down the pipe here, this is what producers need to be paying attention to. We have the August 12th supply and demand report. We also have the crop production report. Producers need to know what to expect going into this, and we'll get right into it. Here's the yield estimates ahead of the August 12th report. Take a look here for corn. What we're seeing is the average guess, according to the Reuters poll, the average guess for yield is right around 164.5 bushels per acre. That would be a decline from the July USDA forecast of 166.8 bushels per acre. Now, FC Stone also expects to see slightly lower yields here, with their estimate that came out last week is 165. Informa is looking at 165.4, and Planalytics right now is about on par with the July forecast, and their model is really an NDVI index utilizing satellite imagery and greenness to be able to forecast yield potential here this year. But in general, for the most part, people seem to be expecting a decline in yield in this report. For soybeans, there's an expectation on average, according to the Reuters poll, of yield coming in at 44.7 bushels per acre. That would be down from the 46 bushels per acre that we saw in July. Also, Planalytics, Informa, and FC Stone all agree that there is likely to be a yield revision lower here. Their production forecasts are around that 45 bushel per acre mark. Let's take a look here at production and acreage. You'll notice production here, analysts are expecting corn production for this new crop to be around 13.327 billion bushels. That would be down slightly from the 13.53 billion bushels that we had in the July report. Also, expectations that the soybean production here to be declining to 3.724 billion bushels. When you look at acres, corn acres right now, analysts are expecting very little decline here in corn acreage, but there is an expectation that soybeans will lose about 1.178 million acres. That's going to be significant, and of course that is what a lot of traders are focusing on. The USDA did resurvey a lot of the states where we saw significant planting delays, and it's likely that we will get a yield revision lower, and currently the average guess here expects to see a 1.178 million acre decline there in this report. When you look at ending stocks for old crop, analysts are not expecting a significant revision in old crop ending stocks when you look at corn, but soybeans there could be a revision slightly lower. Demand has been relatively strong, but the export sales cancellations that we saw last week certainly do not help this kind of perspective that there's exceptionally strong demand. So we'll have to see if export sales maintain strength here this week or if we continue to see cancellations. For new crop ending stocks for the USDA or for August, it looks as though people are expecting corn to decline by 175 million bushels. Wheat, they're expecting to see slight increase in production there, or a slight increase in ending stocks. And for soybeans, a slight decrease there in ending stocks, going from 425 million bushels down to 301 million bushels. Those were the average guesses of Reuters, and Reuters selects a number of agencies that provide forecasts to get to these average guesses. So guys, if you have any questions about what we talked about today, please give the office a call. The number is 877-472-4607. Remember, if you haven't done so yet, today would be a good time to take a demo of the trading platform, see what it's like to have live quotes in the palm of your hand, and not only that, be able to monitor how the trade reacts to this report at the moment that it's released. Really being able to see real-time quotes is a distinct advantage here when you're looking to capture opportunities. These opportunities don't necessarily wait around. I mean, we can get moved sharply to the upside or move sharply to the low side and then get a quick turnaround in the market. And we'll have to see what the price action looks like tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit about it on GrainTV, but again, just having access to the quotes, having access to be able to trade the market is a great marketing tool that allows flexibility to capture these market situations that you may be looking for. So thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you here on Wednesday for the crop report and also the USDA supply and demand report.